Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land under the frame, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight to remain the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land under the frame, in the home of the
What's going on, guys? Hey, how are you? Guess what? It's Thursday night. That means it's NNR Cup night, season opener, as you've seen from the trucks and the Xfinity right here from Michigan International Speedway. Got about 27 to 30 cars going to be on track tonight. Big thank you to the one and only Madison Rising. You see their information during that whole video. Man, what an amazing anthem. They allowed us to use it all season long last year, right from the get-go at Daytona, and this year they were perfectly fine with it. So big thanks to Madison Rising for the use of their national anthem. Finesse, thank you, buddy. Trump, good to see you out there. Trippy Tricks, back to you, sir. Yates King, rather. I passed that word along to Banner, and he absolutely said thank you. Bill's Legend had a phenomenal car last night. Good to see you out there as well. So everybody, big thanks. One more time, MadisonRising.com. Please go over, check him out. If you like just the lead singer, he kind of went his own way last year, but he's doing his own thing. He goes by the name of Dave Bray USA. I've actually got one of his shirts on right now. It says Old School Patriot. Very, very soft material. Comes with a free signed CD, which I can show you as well if you want. But, man, big thank you to all of them. Match Killer, good to see you out there as well. The one and only Word Burton will be with me soon. He kind of messaged me just a little bit ago. Says, "Hey Pete, I am stuck in bumper traffic on my way home, so we should see him here in the booth in just a little bit. But I definitely hope that all y'all are well. I am really excited for tonight's race. The truck race had about 17 or right around 16 or 17 trucks on the track, and they did a phenomenal job. And we probably saw one of the closest finishes ever in NNR history. 0.033 seconds of I'm sorry, 0.033 margin of victory between the leader and FNL Bowling. Leader was T-Glass. He ended up going on to win it. And then last night in the Xfinity race, Cola got his first NNR series victory. Brand new to NNR. Wait for that young guy to go ahead and knock it out. Tonight, we've got, there was about 23 cars last night. Tonight we got 27 to 30 cars, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Welcoming back a lot of our veterans like NNR Rowdy, Coey, Stout Whiskey, NNR Banner, More Smoke. I mean, the list just goes, JCX12, the list just goes on and on. Fort Smitty, many people. But we've also got a lot of new people as well that have moved up from the Cup, or some people that have come over from other leagues or other communities that are going to try their hand at NNR. If you can make it here, as the old Frank Sinatra song says, you can make it anywhere. So we'll definitely have to see. Got a couple new things in store. But, man, when Coey, Stout, J-Paw, Swats and Boehner and all them came up with the schedule, and they decided they wanted to deviate away from the norm a little bit and go to Michigan for the season opener versus Daytona, I was a little on the fence about that. But the way that this whole week has come around, it's been just a lot of fun. So I'm glad that they did it the way they did it. I think I mentioned that once or twice before. These guys are about halfway or about quarter way through qualifying. Match Killer, let me see. Yeah, 22 in Xfinity last night. So yeah, bigger. So the trucks were about 17 cars. Last night was 22 cars. This is the biggest field yet. If you watch the American Ethanol race last night, right here from Michigan, you saw a pretty big pack there as well. This is going to be very, very comparable. I think they had 31 cars. We're just shy of that, although that's what's on the NNR Cup Series roster. So it's going to get up there. Some people just unable to make it, due to work. Other people just couldn't get there. Trippy Tricks asking me who my pick is. Well, if it's any indication from what I saw from the NNR guys that ran in the American Ethanol race last night, I can't stray too far from a More Smoke, CGMX Rose, Rowdy, I think I didn't mention a More Smoke, but a More Smoke, Stout Whiskey. Those are like the top 5 that ran in that race last night. So yeah, it's going to be very, very tight. Yeah, right there, that guy right there in chat, BLM Trump 20, he carried that stream for American Ethanol last night, and he did a pretty good job. I think he had Pizza Wayne in there as well as one other person. So, guys, you definitely want to head on over, give BLM Trump 20 a follow on Twitch. Help this guy get a few views up, help him get a few more followers. Does a hell of a job. Definitely has a great voice for it all. Trump, yeah, that was actually it's Tennessee Vols now. I think it's TN Vols. It doesn't all go by Trump 20 anymore. But yeah, definitely go on over, give that guy a big old follow, and yeah, he's gonna be just fine. One other reason to give Vols a follow. just like me, I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force. All right, I was in security forces for my time. I'm not exactly sure what Vols does, but very, very soon that gentleman there will be leaving for Korea. So make sure you kind of pay him a little bit of attention between then and now. He'll definitely appreciate the support until brother to brother, Vols. I got your six, buddy. But um, Master Kill, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. What does Dohar have? Dohar's not in the booth to the best of my knowledge, unless he's just been waiting for me to take a breath. I don't know. Okay. All right. So I got you now. All right. But yeah, as soon as Word Burton makes his way on home, he's gonna pop right into the booth. We're gonna get up. We're gonna get going. I hope y'all like the anthem. I was really really happy um, when Madison Rising was. No, Dohar is not in the race. He's not part of NNR any longer. He actually decided to run the Shake and Bake series this year. Last year, Dohar was able to knock out 2 or 3 wins. This year, he wanted to try something else. So that's where he's at. I believe they started just a little bit ago, and um, they're probably in their first stage by now. Speaking of which, Coey kind of graced me with a couple of new things, which you'll see during the race. Look at that, we got stage 1 up. Hey, we got stage 2 up. And what do you know? If that caution ever flies, which NNR is not very um, uh, used to, I guess we could say, or known for. But just in case that caution flies, there you go. So let's go ahead and get those things off the screen right now. No, Boehner is out on track, so might not have anybody in there kind of giving all the car for car or play by play or that behind the scenes information that Boehner has gotten to be very, very known for or good for. Boehner is actually going to be racing tonight. Boehner, I believe, is in the 36 or 38 car, one of the two. But if you want to root for Boehner, I can actually show you his screen right now to kind of show you what these guys are up to. As you saw, they had about a minute left on the countdown clock. Aviator, the two-time champ, welcoming everybody. Yeah, give this guy a welcome. He's won the NNR Cup Series championship 2 years in a row. Now taking a break, heading off to college, become a pilot, either in the U.S. military or flying the friendly skies, and try to get your friends and family and loved ones around the country safely. Aviator, thanks very much for checking in, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah, Boehner is usually very, very fast, Yost King. You'll see him quite often. I wouldn't worry too much about Boehner. Boehner actually challenged NNR Asbel last year for the championship and came up just a little close. Came up very close. I was going to make sure that when Word Burton does work his Navy, bro. That's right. He's going to try to become a naval aviator. Y'all heard the line in Top Gun? Yes, ma'am, a naval aviator. Aviator's going to be he's going to be try to be the next Maverick. He's going to be the next one requesting a flyby. There you go. All right, they are done with qualifying. Going to be working their way back to the lobby here in just a minute or two. Get those last minute instructions from the one and only NNR Coey. Anything that's changed, anything that's different. If you watched the Xfinity race last night, they ran on normal times draft. With that update, now you've got the option to turn it all the way off, kind of medium draft, normal draft, and heavy draft. They're going to run it as normal. That might be something that changes here in the future, but I think that they're going to pretty much stay right where they are, unless Coey and Stout Whiskey and Boehner and Swats and J-Paw, which you'll see on track tonight, unless they all decide to make that change. But it's either way, it's gonna be a phenomenal race. More cars on track, more action. These guys will get after it all night long. I can't wait. For just a quick second, I'm going to, y'all have seen this before, and then I'm going to explain it because I had a couple questions on Twitter earlier. Okay, somebody asked me what the cost was for these raffles. And if you follow that link to try to win the diecast that you see in the top center of the screen there, $5 gets you one entry, $10 gets you 3 entries. I know somebody asked last night when I went back and I rewatched the stream. Also, somebody sent me a Twitter DM earlier today when I guess they went back and watched it as well. So yeah, if you follow that link, it's one entry for $5, 3 entries for 10. All goes towards pediatric cancer research. If you go to morethan-a-cape.org, you'll learn more about that. Absolutely, Trump or Vols, right there on the bottom left, NNRleague.com. You want to learn more about NNR, the series, and everything else. It's all right there. Coey had a brand new introduction video for the Cup drivers built. If you go to the home screen and scroll down, you see that there. There's all kinds of information there on all 3 series, the series admin start times, if there's any cars or trucks available, all kinds of info. Yeah, so please go on over, take a look. You won't be disappointed. Plenty of information there. In fact, you know what? We'll just do this right quick. All right, you want to know how to follow NNR while these guys are getting set to go? Here you go.
Hey NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
There you go. That's how you follow. NNRleague.com on Twitter, Repeat 1975 or No Name _Racing for the kitty Twitter. Of course, you see mine there. You see Rick James, and of course, I've been Tim Moore. That's the Twitter for the one and only Word Burton. Once he's able to get through that traffic, he'll be here. He'll be in the booth, ready to go. I got an invite from Coey, just keeping an eye on Boehner's stream, which I'll have that up tonight for any kind of lap, to keep up laps and fuel and who knows what we'll be able to see from his vantage point. But man, I gotta take a breath. I don't know about y'all, but I'm just excited because of what I've been able to witness over the last couple of days, and I'm just ready to go. That's just me. Dark Spartan, good to see you out there, sir. Dark Spartan, along with several others, learned it very, very early this morning what it's like to go ahead and sub to my channel. You get occasional emails from me with special information. In case somebody doesn't know how to sub, if you've got an Amazon Prime account, which gives you free shipping and all that on anything that you purchase from Amazon, plus your Twitch account, when you merge the two together, you get what's called Twitch Prime. Vols, you may want to pay a little close attention to this because this could really help you. If you've got Amazon Prime and Twitch and you merge the two together, you get what's called Twitch Prime. That gives you 60 days of um, of Twitch storage versus the normal 2 weeks. So that's that'll definitely help you in keeping um, your races saved until you can get them uploaded to YouTube or whatever you plan to do. But that's what that is. And why? Okay, never mind. I thought I was seeing something different. So once you merge those two together, Howler, thank you very much for the follow, sir. Definitely appreciate it. But once you merge those two together, you get a free subscription to any channel of your choice for 1 month. And yeah, Aviator, there is a lot of there's absolutely a lot of talent in the field. Howler, nope, I am on the sidelines getting ready to call these guys green as soon as they take it. And if you're brand new to NNR, make sure you kind of keep those notifications on to know when we go live. NNR is the premier racing series on the Xbox. Somehow I accidentally switched channels. That wasn't good. But it's going to be, these guys do a phenomenal job. All right, so look at this guy that kind of lost his way a little bit last year. He's going to start on the pole, and he's got a new ride, no longer in that 20 car. You got the 18 of Ingles. To his outside is going to be the 42 of CGMX Rose, the 2 car of Stout Whiskey, 9 of Amore Smoke, the 11 of Silent Killer. Welcome back, Silent. The 1 of God Power. Then you got the 36 of Boehner. There's your buddy. Then you got the 48 of NNR Rowdy. 95 of Jose 95, used to be Jose 720. Then you got NNR Drake, formerly known as Exclusively Elite. The 10 car of Cheeseburger. 88 of NNR Asbel in his new ride once Dohar gave that car up. The 41 of Dan the Lawn Man. 21 of Parzival. Welcome to Cup Series, buddy. 43 is Sweeter Feed. 38 of Fatless Dig. 12 car JCX 12. The 14 of J Quim. Aviator said to watch out for him. 4 car Natty Dread. 3 car of NNR Outlaw. 19 car of King Mathers. Welcome up to Cup, buddy. Mike Honcho in the 77. J-Pa. No introduction needed there. Alpha York in the 34, owner of the American Ethanol Series. 24 of NNR Cowie, 8 car of Fort Smitty, 16 car of NNR, 6 of Captain, 47 of Augustus, and we are back at the front. What a mouthful! I'm ready to go. Aviator, they've always got that 25 Ally machine sitting there for you if you need it, buddy. But coming to the Geico restart zone, addressing the line. We're going to set them green. 18's the control car. We're green. We're underway. The NNR Cup Series getting up to speed, getting up through the gears, getting into turn 1. Look at the size of this field, ladies and gents. Do I expect these guys to go all green? Somebody just sent me that text. I don't know. I really couldn't say. There's a lot of guys out here. So as the season goes on, you get more and more used to the way people drive. And you know who to watch out for, who might have an occasional lag spike or something like that. No, I would say absolutely not. But, man, I tell you, again, you're racing amongst the best here. NNR they made it very, very far in that FFL tournament until they decided to back out in the later stages. But man, there's a lot of very, very great talent here. Grace, good to see you. Thanks for coming on back. It's Cup night. Aviator, I think Rowdy here in your ride is gonna do you pretty well, I think. Rowdy's been a little bit better. Looks like the 1 car of God Power's already got a little bit of right rear damage. Either that or it's just the way that it was showing up, but not too bad. There you go, buddy. Again, these guys are racing on the normal mode of draft tonight. I'm actually going to work my way back up. As you see, it looks like the 2-car of Stout Whiskey is he's been able to work his way to the front. Was able to get on by the 18. There's the 9 of Amore Smoke. He's got a pretty good pull off that 2-car, going all the way through 1 and 2. Looks like he might be getting a little tight. Nobody has had any kind of a chance to work their way down pit road just yet. They've stayed green since the drop of the flag, which, by the way, guys, I forgot. I was showing them off earlier. Here we are. We're in stage 1. How about that? Yeah, stage 1 just getting underway, so anybody that's just joining, you really haven't missed all that much. You definitely see the 2 and the 9 pulling away, and behind them, they are 2, 3, and 4 wide. Stout right there. Stout right now is in P1, Grace. Here's the 41 of Dan the Lawn Man in his new ride. I got very used to it. I like the paint scheme that he ran last year, the black and silver scheme. I'm actually going to miss that. I don't know what it was about it. I just thought it looked really aggressive, really nice everywhere that we went, whether it was day or night. That paint scheme just popped, but I think he's going to do very, very well in this Haas Automation Chevrolet Camaro, just as he did last year. There's the 43 is Sweeter Feet. Sweeter back after a year's hiatus. Right now sitting right about mid to late pack, just kind of getting in here, getting his feet wet all over again. Sierra is a multi-time winner here in NNR. I believe the last race that he won was the year before last at Richmond, if I'm not mistaken, earlier in the season. I could be wrong, but yeah, Sweeter is back. 38 of Fatless Dig. Fatless ran the Xfinity race last year, was able to get, and the Cup, Xfinity and Truck. He was able to get a win in both series, and after all the practice and the tryout race and all that, every single series owner and admin thought it was time for Fatless Dig to move on up, and there he is. JCX12, he's back this year. He's also gone over to iRacing, so he's dipping his hands in a couple of different pools. Good to see JC back. There's the 4 of Natty Dread. Natty is also back. Natty in the preseason practices showed a lot was able to run up front in many different tracks, looking for some pretty big things out of Natty this year. NNR Outlaw, he's absolutely back. Drove the 40 McDonald's car last year. The 19 of King Mathers, the American Ethanol Summer Series champ. He's worked his way into the Cup Series as well. Good to see him piloting that 19. That ride was vacated last year by Kepner. So I don't remember his gamer tag right now, but yeah, that's who drove that car last year. 77 of Mike Honcho. This guy needs no introduction whatsoever. That's going to be the 22 of J-Pa. J-Pa a little bit further back. Looks like one guy, 2 guys, maybe a little bit of contact, or just got wicked loose coming off of 2. Tried to save it the best they could all the way down the backstretch. Kept it out of the inside wall. Was able to grab right back onto the back of that lead pack and stayed right in the draft. Good job by them. J-Pa Militia very well represented. There's the 34 of Alpha York. 24 of Coey, a little bit of a challenge there by the 34 of Alpha to Coey's inside, but looks like 34 is able to find a nice smooth ride underneath the 4 of Natty and the 24, so he's going to take 2 spots in that one corner. That's what HD Motorsports might call a power move. Good job by Alpha. There we go back to the 8-car Smitty. He's back this year. NNR Trip. Looks like right now he's about tail end Charlie, but hey, it's still very, very early. Got the 6-car captain. Some might recognize him from the East Park races. 47 Augustus, another one that's been trying a little bit more in the iRacing services here lately. Good to see Augustus back. There is your pole 18 of Ingles. Kind of drop back a few spots. Yep, 50%, 2 times wear. And here we are, back up front with the 2-car stout whiskey. Now he's got the 9 of a more smoke. So, ladies and gents, we've gone through the field, and we're just got to kind of keep up with things as they progress now. But Stout definitely, he's led a few laps. Now here he is sitting at P2 with the 88 of Asbel. Asbel's going to try to under the 2 discount Mustang of more smoke with the 42 of Rose there as well. There's Jose 95. Jose 720, whichever you prefer, right there also. Going to give the 2 a big old shove down the backstretch. I just don't think it was the right place to try to dive under. As you see the 9 car of more smoke go ahead and seal that bottom line. Another welcome back to the of Silent. Y'all, he had to take a temporary break from NNR as well, but petitioned the community to come on back. And here he is, riding right around mid-pack. He actually hit me up earlier and said, "Hey, Pete, can you come on out and help me start up a lobby?" And did that, and God Power joined in, and a few others, and able to turn some pretty fast laps. I was kind of proud of myself. I was keeping up with GP just about the entire way until I eventually had to go and get some rest before I was able to do this stream tonight. Anybody that knows me know that I start work very, very early. Had to make sure that I got a couple Z's in before we kick this off. Speaking of God Power, there he is, right behind the 48 of Rowdy. There's the 36 of Boehner looking to his inside. There's also the 32. All these cars coming off of turns 1 and 2. One's going to have a little bit of a pull off the 48 right in front of him. Might be able to pass the 36. We'll have to see just how close they cut it. He was able to get there, so he's going to go ahead and dive on down and seal that hole. Next time Boehner comes on by the start stripe, I'll get us a lap count for what we've got left here in stage 1. And that time by, it looks like it's 14 to go. And I'm not quite sure what they're going on fuel here, but I would imagine that these guys would all have to come down for at least one stop during stage 1. Let's see. Right now, I've been on Boehner's stream the entire time. Let's switch over to Alpha York here right quick, see what he's got. Nope, he doesn't have that menu up either. And I don't see anybody else right now that's streaming. So Alpha York and Boehner, they're streaming right now as well to give me a hand. Definitely appreciate them both. There is Jose 95. One of 2 Pro League drivers that NNR has in its stable. Y'all saw him. He was picked up by Levine Family Gaming last season. He was teamed up with the one and only Baron. Did pretty well. Made their way quite a ways into the postseason. So good to see Jose back out here rocking his team car. Cape, there you are. What's happening? The 88 is Asbel, Aviator. NNR Asbel, last year's Cup and Xfinity Series champ, able to lock that down. No pit stops as of yet, unless you're saying that you just saw somebody go down and I missed it. That's very possible. Looking at Alpha and Boehner's stream, it don't look like they've got their fuel light on. So if anybody went down right there, it could be that they were just too loose and wanted to get it going. K-Baby, welcome back. Let's see if we can't find old Drake for you. Drake qualified 12th, so he's not going to be too far behind these guys. Oh yeah, there you go. A couple of guys did head on down pit road. They're going to bring it up right now. There's Drake. Looks like Drake right now is running about 10th place or so. I'd hazard running this 32. As you see, the 14 just get on by, but Drake's going to be able to pull or try to pull this crossover as more and more people start to head down pit road. So I imagine we'll start to see more and more head on down. Bowling, what's happening, buddy? How are you? I'm sorry. Yeah, I did say Cup and Xfinity. I meant Xfinity and Truck. Absolutely. Thanks for the correction. Yep. Nah. I don't take nothing from you, Aviator. Oh, Mr. Two-time champ sitting out there in chat. That's another leader that's just peeled off. Oh, I know, man. I know. I saw your new picture on the website. Standing next to Asbel. I get you. So now we got the two-car stout whiskey. Looks like he might be trying to save a little bit. Not quite sure why he would do that. But there you see the 88 of Asbel rocking one of those new paint schemes that just came out today. It's the 88 Bowman Patriotic scheme. Thing looks pretty bad if I don't say. Yeah, that's what y'all are there for, right? Sure, correct me all the time. I get you. All right, looks like Alpha and Company are going to be trying to exit pit road and merge back up on the track as the leaders go screaming on by. Again, you got two-car stout whiskey, 88 of Asbel, 95 of Jose, 95, and then I believe that's going to be the 21, if I'm not mistaken. Is that the 21 of JCX 12? Let's see. Let's go ahead and find old JC. No, JC's in the 12. That was the 21. So let's see who's in that 21. 21's going to be Parzival. This was one guy when they asked. Actually, I gave two names right off the bat. One was NNR Drake, and the other was Parzival on who they felt would be a good fit for moving up to Cup from the Xfinity series. Drake and Parzival were the two names that I blurted out first, and I'm glad I did. Yep, Parzival is the 21. All right, so let's work our way back up here. It looks like as Jose 95 is on pit road, the lead is about to change hands here. Let's see if we can't catch up with that 95. There he is. So Jose 95 on pit road. It looks like he just got passed by the 11. So the 11. Up the 11, not the leader. Okay, Jose, as you see, coming back out on track. He is going to have a whole pack coming. As you see, the 2-car and the 42 go zipping on by. 42 of CGMX Rose is now your leader. See many people kind of blending in back up on track, silent, trying to keep that car underneath the yellow line. Not having any luck doing that. Good thing nobody was coming on by and caught him right there, but doing the best he can. Fry Dog, what's happening, buddy? More smoke in that 9 car. Let's see if we can't find a little more for you. There he is. Right now, Moore is sitting, I'd say P4. The 42 of CGMX Rose was able to really get in and out of pit road first. I'll grab a lap count this time by, and I'll also pull up. I'm going to go back to Boehner's stream right quick. See where he sits. Boehner right now is in P5, so they've definitely got very spread out after that pit stop. The car that you see right behind the 42 or a little ways back is none other than the 2-car Stout Whiskey. So you got CDMX Rose, Stout Whiskey. There's the 9. 9's got 1 car in between. There's the 36 of Boehner. So Boehner's sitting right now P5 as he comes across the start stripe. This time by, it looks like we're going to have 3 laps remaining. 3 laps remaining here in stage 1. Definitely want to thank everybody that's out there in chat for keeping me company. And actually, I'm going to guess his lap counter was wrong because that is the end of stage 1. So CGMX Rose, Stout Whiskey, Jose, More Smoke, Boehner, Asbel, Fatless Dig, Parzival, Ingalls, and NNR Rowdy. That's going to round out your top 10. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back on the other side. Stay tuned.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat Preset League on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to nnrleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the...
All right, guys, we are back, and I think under that stage break, y'all heard the voice of the one and only Word Burton able to work his way in. Word, welcome to the NNR Cup Series, buddy. How are ya?
I'm doing great, Pete. I'm real excited. I'll tell you what, Rose looking really good in this first stage. He won here in the Pro League earlier on in the year, and he's looking like he hasn't lost a single amount of speed. I mean, this is impressive. No yellows through that first stage. Side-by-side action. It's been close and impressive.
Yeah, all the way through. Word, if in case you missed the Truck Series, I'll definitely fill you in a little bit. Truck Series was decided by a .033 margin of victory, and that was actually after a long green flag stage, stage 3 finish to the race. So it wasn't after a green, white checkered finish or anything like that. That's actually how competitive and how tight that entire field was. In the end, T-Glass and Bowling pulled away a little bit. They had a great shootout. And then last night in the Xfinity Series, the one and only Cola was able to get his first NNR Series win after a whole lot of great pack racing, only a few cautions there. Tonight, as you said, they have gone all green the entire way, no cautions. That was the first time they've had a full opportunity to make any big adjustments that they needed. You and I both know under these green flag stops, you don't get a chance to make any real big changes to your car. You got to kind of take in a little baby steps just to be able to get it back out on track to where you're competitive without making real big wings. I'm very curious if anybody got too aggressive here, if anybody stayed a little bit too conservative, or who's going to be able to keep up with the guys that have proven they can run up front. Like you just pointed out, the 42 CGMX Rose, the 2-car Stout Whiskey, the 9-car of More Smoke, the 21 car of Parzival, 36 car of Boehner, and a few others. But man, it's been one hell of a race so far. I'm glad you're here.
And I'm glad to be here. For the record, I still need an invite for the moment.
My bad, buddy. Yep, I'll get you right now.
Rose is the guy out in front, though, and I do want to say this. We're seeing one thing after this first pit stop, Pete, early on that we didn't really see in the first stage. That's more tighter race cars. This is generally a track with the draft at the right rear. Just really, really likes the burn. But you're looking right now, I mean, these front two of the 42 and 24. Ooh, one car actually getting loose farther towards the back. You're seeing the more stable cars up in the front early on. I really think that's going to be the difference maker of what we see towards the end of stage 2, setting up for the final run of stage number 3.
Yeah, I'm getting that invite out to you right now and actually changing the way that I see you on my friends list. Just going to go ahead and set you as a favorite. That way I don't have to go through, from A to Z times in order to find you. But yeah, you should be able to come on out, get loaded in. Rose still in the lead, and he's got a little bit of, he's got some definite company in that 9 of More Smoke. Here's the Jose 95 dipping underneath the 2 discount tire Ford Mustang of Stout Whiskey. It's the same old song and dance for these top 5. There's the 88 of Asbel as well. I forgot to mention him, that he's been up there as well. Creeper Man, how you doing, sir?
I'll tell you what, the way we're looking at this right now, Pete, and the 95 of Jose, who's looked very sharp on the bottom. But as we know very well, Stout Whiskey, he loves the middle lane here, and he loves to work his way up to the front. This is one of his stronger tracks. Expect him to be the guy to look out for on the late run, especially when we get towards the closing laps, because he has a knack for these kinds of tracks of finding to be in the right spot in the right time.
Oh, absolutely. Stout Whiskey. Earlier on Twitter, he called you a wheelman. I got to agree, watching you in East Park and other places as well, RSR and whatnot. But Stout, he's all over the place, just like you. He races PSES, he races American Ethanol, NNR is his home. He races East Park. He is all over the place. So, yeah, he gets a lot of practice in. He knows what he really needs out of his cars, whether he's going to be able to run that middle lane, whether he's going to be able to run a high lane, low lane, what he needs, for short run, long run, everything. So, yeah, Stout, he is absolutely a competitor, loves driving these cars, and it comes second nature to him.
Indeed, it does. And right now, he's trying to work his way around Asbel. But we're starting to see it a little bit. I was interested to see how long and how wide these guys would be in terms of being content around the track in a single file line. The answer, about 3/4 of the lap. You saw Asbel start to make moves. Now Stout works his way to the bottom. The more they race side by side, the more the second pack, led by the 1, starts to come back into the picture. But overall, this is going to be a race. It looks like we had the 6 and the 12, or rather the 22 of J-Paw bounce off the wall a little bit farther on in the back. But expect this to be a 10-plus car race here in the next 2 laps to continue to get racy.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like the Xfinity race yesterday, and even though there was an update to the game today, they're not running a light draft or a high draft or whatever. They're running the normal draft, exactly what the truck and Xfinity races ran in the last couple of days. Will they stay that way forever? I don't know. That'll be a discussion between the admins and the series owners, so we'll have to see. But tonight they're running normal drafts, so it's actually pretty incredible that we're not seeing more people staying up in this lead draft, that more have fallen back. That just goes to show the competition, and even when the chances are somewhat normal, almost like a Daytona or a Talladega, you'll still see the cries to the top. Even though it's just the first race of the season, these guys have broken apart and showing that, hey, we're here to compete, and we're in it for the long haul.
Even we're starting to see more of a spread out. By the way, we had an incident just a moment ago. Mike Honcho off of turn number 2 got sent into the inside wall, and looks like he has a lot of damage. But you look back all the way to where the 1 is at the end of this first pack. And right now, it really is, in my opinion, Pete, the way we're looking at this single file line, these guys are trying to organize a little bit and play a little bit of a fuel game. While there are stages, you want to try to go as long as you can here in this second stage to ideally make it about a 2-stop stage. Expect these guys to, be very close and careful. And really, I think the biggest loser in this scenario is Rose. Because just like a super speedway, when you're out in front and trying to set the tempo, you're the one saving the least amount of gas. So I really think guys like Stout, Moore, and Jose are all necessarily in the beneficiary here.
Yeah, they absolutely could be, but you also got to think it's not just Rose. These guys, they've got to be hard on the throttle just to keep up with that 42. Rose is very, very strong in stage 1, stage 2 so far. It looks like he's kind of been the man able to block any run that comes his way. As you see, the 77 of Mike Honcho, he was able to go on down and fix up any damage that he got. Now he's just got to hope that these guys stay green, and also got to kind of wonder if when he just went down pit road right there, if that was in his fuel window. So we'll have to see. Dogman, this is on Xbox, sir. This is the NASCAR Heat 5 NNR, or No Name Racing Community Cup Series. Live right here from Michigan International Speedway. Feel free to stick around, hang out, chat it up with everybody else out there. Welcome aboard, sir.
I'll tell you right now, we're about to see a battle potentially for the lead. Stout Whiskey coming to life in that middle lane, and now they work to the outside of More Smoke, who gets a little bit loose off of 2. And I'll tell you what, we're seeing a lot of side drafting. Here's Stout Whiskey to the high side. It's him and CGMX Rose perhaps battle for the lead. Rose with a nose for the moment. Here's the bumper, and we'll work back to the high side. And slowly but steadily, we saw a quick breakaway, but now the second pack starting to come back yet again.
Yeah, they are. They did the same thing in the Xfinity race last night. There was a very, very big pack that was able to separate themselves just a little bit until they got racing. And then all of a sudden, the entire field was brought right back up to them. That is exactly how strong the draft is there. As you saw, just a little bit of a lag spike out of the 48. You saw his car disappear and then reappear again. But we were just watching on from the 36 of Boehner. He gave the 2-car a big old shove, and all of a sudden, he got kicked back to about 6th place here. He's fallen into the clutches of the 21 of Parsable, the 1 car of God Power, and I think that's the 11 of Silent behind them, if I'm not mistaken, or it might be the 95 of Jose 95.
And they're still side-by-side battling for second. Stout's getting a little bit loose off the exit of 2. It's almost like he hasn't gotten his entirety of adjustments in, which, to be fair, only having 1 major pit stop to really have the time to get it in would be a strong reason. But start seeing the mix now, Pete. You're going to see a lot of guys on the bottom in 3 and 4, but where Stout is on the high side, as we see 1 car coming to the pits, I believe that's Boehner who's hitting the pits, but I start to expect guys in the high middle lane off of turn number 2. That's where the most grip is in this point in the run.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's also where everybody's going to kind of migrate to as they come off of both 2 and off of 4. Everybody usually migrates towards the wall. You get a great draft along there. It almost seems like the wall gives you just that little bit of an extra buffer of air. I remember DW back in the day saying some cars, they can come off the corner and not really tag the wall, and it would seem like they're going to, but that cushion of air helps the car from slapping that wall. It doesn't work so well at Darlington and some other places, but that's what old DW used to say.
And it does work to an extent here of getting that extra speed off the corner, especially off 2. It's a very loose spot where your right rear really just kind of wants to kick out on you. And it looks like, obviously, green flag pit stops that began. Now Rose signaling as well as Stout. So we're going to see the lead pack all together. But one thing I'm going to be very interested to see here, Pete, when everyone cycles back out, how big of a lead perhaps More Smoke have. He pitted a lap before. Oh, Stout goes around. He got ran the back of by the 21. Oh, goodness. The 2 got shoved.
Yeah, kind of looks like 21 of Parsable might have gotten into the pits just a little hot, and him and Stout Whiskey made contact. There you see Stout flying through the pits. Hopefully that wasn't his out of fuel lap. Hopefully he's going to be able to make it around, but you can bet everything you got, he is happy that this is just stage 2. He'll be able to go all the way around, come on back in, grab four brand new Eagle Feel Goods, and with the kind of a hot rod that he's had, he'll be able to work his way back up through traffic. We'll just have to hope that he doesn't go a lap down to the leader and lose too much time.
Indeed, and that's the tough part about spinning, but if you can get a lucky dog, your day's not necessarily done. But we see the guys coming out of the pits, and it looks like Rose is going to cycle out just in front, perhaps, with the lead, as Mike Honcho, like he just got a lap back, perhaps, a little bit farther up. More, in fact, trapped behind the 88. Oh, interestingly enough, Pete, what we're seeing is the guys who short pit, including Boehner, actually didn't really gain time on our leaders after exiting the pack about 2 laps early.
Yeah, right now, according to Boehner's stream, been keeping an eye with him and Alpha York for pit strategy and fuel and laps and all that. It's actually showing the 95. Jose 95 is your current leader. So as you just saw him lap the 77 of Mike Honcho, he's going to go ahead and come on down pit road, as you just saw him signal by dipping below the white line on the backstretch. So once he comes on down, as you just said, that will hand the lead back off to the 42 of CGMX Rose, and he's got a few very, very close in tow. So when it comes to the end of the stage, just 10 very short laps, I think we're going to see a shootout amongst 5 or 6 cars here, Word.
Indeed, and Rose going to the high side on Mike Honcho. This is the one scenario where a lapped car may be your best friend, because he was able to get a little bit of a draft pull. Now the 88 moves up in a second. If you're Boehner, you're kind of trying to hang on. Asbill has better tires. While having older tires at this track doesn't necessarily hurt you, ideally still need someone's draft to get the better speed now as the more smoke looks underneath him. These three have to work together if they're going to want to catch Rose, because right now Rose is essentially an area code of his own, even though it's about a 4/10 of a second lead.
Yeah, 4/10 of a second. If you don't have that person's draft and he's faster than you, he will continue to pull away. However, just like a normal restrictor plate track, Daytona, Talladega, whichever, if the person in front can pull the three along, all three will be faster than one. 8 laps to go across the line when they get to the line this time. They may be able to pull themselves back up to that 42. They won't be able to draft on by. That's one thing that isn't like a traditional restrictor plate track. They're just going to be able to get them. So we'll have to see just how wide the 42 can make that rear bumper to keep Asbill behind him.
Well, indeed, but the one thing that the 42 has a huge advantage of right now as he looks to the inside of Jose is that he keeps on, or rather, actually that is Jose, but he looks to the inside of him. He keeps on getting these lapped cars to get extra draft off of down the straightaways, which really helps him carry some momentum. So it actually makes it harder for Asbill's group to really gain ground because they're never able to get to the rear draft of the 42. And look, Jose actually blocking down on the 88 now. How he works his way up. That's going to really help the 42 here because he continues to catch lappers in the right spots.
Yeah, and we just saw the 95. Jose was I'm guessing when we saw him pit as coming in from as the leader, he actually must have come down and grabbed just right side tires, just enough fuel to carry him the last 10 laps and come on back out, because as he was blocking those guys on the bottom, that was actually for position. So great heads up move by the 95 of Jose to get in and get out as quick as you can and not lose too much track position. So while we were keeping up with the 42 of Rose and these other 3 cars right behind him, Jose was actually still in the lead. Now back to P5. Those 2 tires are no match for the head of steam that they had.
Indeed, as you said, the fuel strategy plays out interesting enough. But I still don't know. I'll tell you what, Smoke looks a lot better right now than Asbill in terms of the speed he has in his car. The question is, you can have such a fast race car, but if you're, if you're hitting the revs too high, you may not be a good lead car. Maybe a better draft car. So it's going to be interesting to see if these guys can organize it. Looks like they're gaining a little bit of ground, but the question is, will it be enough? And how long will they actually continue to work with each other before they say enough is enough?
I think they're going to work with each other until they've got full draft on that 42, which it looks like the 88 of Asbill is just about there, and it really looks like the 42 of CGMX Rose is starting to get very, very tight on exit. He kind of washed up all the way, and as the 9 is just completely tail grabbing the rear end of this 88 Patriotic Chevy Camaro going into turn 1 and 2, Asbill is all there. CGMX Rose can no longer completely hug that yellow line or the white line in 3 and 4. They've got the full draft of the 42. They're going to settle this fight out amongst themselves, as we are definitely in the single digits as far as laps to go. Next time Boehner, Alpha York come across the start stripe, I'll go ahead and grab that lap count But man, we're about to wrap up stage 2. Everybody will have a chance to work to get down pit road, make those final adjustments that they need to make it the end of the race. And yeah, 3 laps remaining here.
Indeed, it's 3 laps to go. Asbill, interesting enough, staying on the back bumper of the 42 arose. That may cost him. He comes off of turn number 2. I would think you would have to attempt to make a run as, oh, here we go. Nearly 3 wide. Oh, Rose throws a block. Asbill gets forced up into the 9 for the moment. Now Smoke side by side with Asbill for second, and this is what Rose needed because it's going to allow him to carry some momentum as make it now 3 wide for second. Boehner to the inside. He'll take third for the moment, and now he'll try to dive it in to the inside of more Smoke and heading to turn number 1.
I'm very, very surprised that Boehner was able to get that thing to stick, as now the 88 of Asbill, he's going to look underneath the 36. No such luck. 36 and 9 are going to go side by side all the way down the backstretch. All 3 of these guys still continuing to try to run down the 42 and get on by. You saw the 42 block the advance of the 88, wasn't able to do anything with it. That forced everybody behind that were running nose to tail to catch that 42 to run side by side, and at the line that time. 1 final lap remaining. 42's got the lead. These 3 won it. Let's see what they're willing to do.
Indeed, Boehner getting a good little tug in the draft, but the question is, will it be enough? Asbill a little loose off too, as well as Smoke. Rose trying to break the draft as they work into turn number 3. He needs a good entry. Will Boehner send it? I don't think so, Pete, as they head off of turn number 4.
Yeah, coming off of 4, still the 42 of CJMX Rose. Looks like he's going to knock out stage 2. He'll have that in his back pocket. 9 car of more Smoke, 88 of Asbill, and the 36 of Boehner are going to be your top 4 across the line. God Power ran a pretty distant P5, but that's going to be a good points for that one Monster Energy Camaro as well. So congratulations to everybody right there. We're going to take a quick break. I know I did this in the very beginning when some people were asking about following NNR, but let's do this just one more time. Here you go, guys.
Hey NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
All right, thank you guys, everybody, for hanging out and keeping the chat going. Definitely appreciate everybody that's out there. It's been a phenomenal race so far. If you're just joining, you've missed a caution-free race so far. Not too shabby for a bunch of guys. NNR has their core guys, of course, but a whole bunch of people have moved on up as well, and so far these guys have done a great job at work.
Yeah, they've done a very good job keeping it clean. Now, I have to ask this, P. Obviously, we've seen about 5 guys up there all day long. It's been very, very strong. And relatively, that's our top 5 right now as they're side by side for the lead as they work into turn number 3. But I have to ask you this. Do we think we're going to see a newcomer perhaps pop up towards the front of the field, towards the late going? Because it's been the same guys all day long. But there may be a couple surprises, I have to imagine.
Absolutely. NNR Asbill, he won last year's Truck and Xfinity Series championships. Made sure not to make that mistake again, right, Aviator? But yeah, he won last season's Truck and Xfinity Series championships. He's been right here in the mix with the More Smoke, with the 42 of CJMX Rose, with the 36 of Boehner, and several other established Cup drivers. So it's very, very possible that he could. You see the 1 of God Power right there. You've seen the 21 of Parzival right there. You've seen quite a few of the newer people here. So is it possible? Absolutely. Can it be done? Can anybody get past this 42? He's looking to add to that qualifying and the win totals that he really went on a tear with last year. He tweeted that out a little bit earlier today. So far, Rose has been very, very strong. He wants to get going. He's in the right place to do it. Can he keep it up there for the remaining part of Stage 3? I don't think so. But, man, he's definitely got a very, very strong piece here at Michigan.
He is a very strong piece, but what he needs right now is to draft numbers. As I mentioned, a newcomer. How about Cheese? He works his way into P4, looking inside for P number 3. Big thing for Rose. Break away here. This next pit stop, utilize that as your tool to control the lead like he did at the end of stage number 2. Because if he can find the littlest amount of separation, that's how he's going to control the race. As we have contact for third, he works his way into the third position for the moment as both him and Asbill side by side. I'll tell you what, things are starting to get more aggressive. We're starting to see more 2x2 racing, Pete, and a lot of guys throwing those vicious blocks to try to get the track position.
Yeah, you see the, you just mentioned the 10-car of Cheese. Cheese was almost a no-show for tonight. And then, about 4:30, give or take, he says, yes, I will be there right just before the 5 o'clock cutoff. So Cheese definitely showing that, man, he's got what it takes. He could be here with the big boys. He had the strongest vote from J-Pa, Cheeseburger, Bill's Legend, Master Killer, Q-Dog, Cole 315, Cola. They're all part of what's called J-Pa's militia or J-Pa Army. Kind of goes back a little bit. Just a team of drivers that worked very, very well and raced amongst each other for many years. And you see, right now, Cheese is actually outrunning J-Pa. That says a lot for a rookie.
Indeed it does, and Pete, they're side by side for the lead for the moment. Asbill out in front with Rose to the outside. They tried to go 3. They're 3 for second at least. As smoke came down on Cheese. He's trying to lift, shoves Rose up the track. And by the way, after getting spun in pit road, look who's made his way back up to the top 5.
Yep.
In that 2. Pushing Boehner on the high side as they're 3 wide for second yet again.
Yeah, 3 wides for second. You got the 10 of Cheese, 9 of More Smoke, and a 36 of Boehner. 3 wide, as you just said, for second. As you mentioned, Stout Whiskey coming up on through the pack. I was actually on the trail cam for that 36 of Boehner. I saw that big old Discount Tire logo pop on into the screen. So I first followed Stout when stage went green. And, yeah, here he is. So in the last, what have we run, 10 laps, give or take? He's worked his way from last or close to last all the way up to now fighting for P2 with the 9 of More Smoke, and he's going to secure that position. Still 3 wide for P3.
Oh, and he's not done. He wants to go for the lead as he looks to the outside of Asbill, expecting to slice and dice here into turn number 3. He's got it. He's got success all day long in the middle lane, but now he looks to the bottom. The 2 to the inside. He has the nose for the moment. Ooh, the 9 giving him a little bit of a bump and a shove as they head over to turn number 4. Still side by side, but Stout Whiskey has the nose as they head down the front straightaway.
Yeah, Asbill being very, very aggressive, keeping those guys pinched all the way down on that apron, not really allowing them to wash up track to get that great entrance into 1 and 2. Some pretty smart driving by that 88. But when is enough? When is a little bit of aggression too much aggression? If Stout was pinched too low, went below that white line, he could have washed up and taken out the entire pack of cars. So 88 looks like he did just enough to keep those guys pinched down. He's doing it again, coming off 4. Hell of a battle right here as they are side by side, 3 or 4 rows deep, at least from Boehner's trail cam. Still 88 and up. Yeah, that's just too much aggression. That's what I was talking about before. He got a little too happy with that side draft, and that took out the entire field. Asbill's gonna have to learn, but man, had some great racing up until then.
Indeed, Asbill threw the block. Rose said, all right, enough's enough. I'm going to make it 3 wide. And he just blocked down. Interestingly enough, everyone got involved, but look who the one car that didn't get involved was. That's NNR Rowdy. He looks to be our leader, perhaps, Of course, unless things got realigned as the yellow came out. But he right now is the first car in the track as they work into turn number 3.
Yeah, I'm actually on the 48 of Rowdy right now as I see Aviator out there in chat. Aviator, I got to say, I think Rowdy is doing your ride pretty solid here, buddy. So if Rowdy does have to lead, everybody's going to have the chance to take it on down pit road, fix up any kind of damage, which you know they've got, and we're about to take them all back to the green. Remove the wrong thing. There we go. And let's work our way back up front. Wow, Rose, Stout Whiskey, and several others that were just running up front. More Smoke, Silent Killer, all in the back now. Boehner, I think, is about the first one that was in that pack 5. And he's the one most towards the front, sitting in about P6 right now.
Indeed, and another newcomer up to the front, NNR Coey, who has been around mid-pack all day long. Of course, Rowdy as well has been around the mid-pack all day long, but now they find themselves inside the top 3 respectfully. Now the question is, these faster cars, we knew one incident can change everything. Now how do you work your way back up to the front? Because if one of those guys can do it, they most definitely would have earned it. But it's going to be more, I guess you could say, conservative racing for these guys that are in the front right now that have their first opportunities to show some speed, try to maintain their positions.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. But to answer your first question, who can do it? I mentioned a little bit ago, Stout Whiskey. He started in the rear with the gear when stage 3 started off. And 10 or 12 laps in, he was able to work his way all the way back up towards the front and challenge the 42 of CGMX Rose, challenge the 88 of Asbel, challenge the 9 of More Smoke, 36 of Boehner, and other company, as the 44 is now going to look underneath that 48. 24 is possibly about to lead his first laps of the 2021 season if he can clear the 48 going down the backstretch, but side by side all the way about to enter turn 3. But yeah, if anybody can work their way back up through the field, the entire top 5 that was there before can absolutely do it. But now they've just got to weave their way through traffic, and with about 24 laps remaining, it's go time. They got to go.
It is go time. There's still about 1 pit stop left, but they still remain side by side. You have Rowdy on the outside, Coey to the inside, who has the nose for the moment. Arguably the fastest car of the group of Boehner sitting inside battling for that 3rd position. Eventually, you'd have to imagine Boehner's going to lose his patience and try to make a move. But until that time comes, you kind of have to be patient because it's not like cars can just go around you and, make you 3-4 wide. I mean, they can, but ultimately they'll end up wrecking. You just have to give and take here and try to look for the best result in the final 23 laps or so. Ooh, looks like a little bit of a lag punch there to the back of the 38.
Yeah, 38, or I think that might have also been, I think I saw the 11 go through the grass as well, the 11 of Silent. But I tell you what, it looks like these guys just went green. You got the 48, 24 now has sole possession of the lead after a great shot by the 36 of Boehner. But now the outside line, you got 24, 48, 36, the 3 car of Outlaw now joining this field, as well as the 4 of Natty Dread. So a whole new field of players here at the top, really trying to dice it out and do whatever they can. But 36, he's clearly been able to work his way through traffic a little bit quicker than the guys that were up front before, really hounding the 24 of Coey. We'll have to see what he's got and what Coey's able to do to try to keep the rest of the field in his rear view.
Yeah, well, the other question is, too, because of that lag punch, does Boehner happen to have rear damage, which could be another thing to think about, because this is the last track you'd want to get rear damage at, considering how loose you get off the corners. Right now, it doesn't seem to be that way, but they start to, again, slowly align to a single file line, at least from the 1st through 12 positions. And now, yet again, they're side by side up for the lead. I mean, if we see this for the rest of the race, Pete, it's going to be a very close finish. I mean, think about of all the years in NNR where there's been such great finishes at Michigan coming down to the wire. we can already tell this is shaping to be yet another one, just simply because of one yellow.
Yeah, and that yellow, as somebody out there in chat said, that it seems like the field has been inverted, and that is absolutely the best way to describe it. I mean, everybody that was kind of center pack on, it seems like they were able to go on down, grab 4 brand new Eagle field goods, fill it up for most of the rest of the way. Not quite sure if they can all go, the rest of stage 3 without having to pit. If they can't, these guys now that are up front are in prime position to be able to get on down pit road, do what they've got to do, and come on back out and maybe salvage a great finish where before, it was the 88, it was the 9, the 42, the 2, the 36, and a couple of others that have dominated the race since the green flag dropped. Now you got the 48, you got the 3, you got the 24, you got the 36, you've got the 4-car Natty Dread, the 95, and other company. So, hey, anything is possible, but we're starting to see those guys creep back into the picture. I mentioned Stout Whiskey got his way back up into the top 4 within 12 laps. Well, look at this. There's the 9-car of Amore Smoke. There's the 95 of Jose 95. There's the 2-car Stout Whiskey. So they're starting to pull their way back into the picture as the 3-car of Outlaw. He's looking to take the lead from the 24, going through 3 and 4.
Indeed, and he's to the inside. It has a pretty solid lane. Rowdy moves up just a little bit. But an interesting scenario playing out here, Pete. Rose, who again was arguably the fastest of the group all day long, he lost the draft towards the back of the field and is in fact by himself for the moment, well off the back pack. So I wonder if something happened there. All that time he got hit maybe from the 47, down up the track. They lose some momentum. Everyone saves it. Now this is going to allow this second pack to slowly close back in, and it's starting to become yet again a 20-plus car race if things stay this way.
Yeah, if things stay this way, but I don't think they will. There's still a whole lot of time. There are now 16 laps remaining at the line right there. 3-car of Outlaw, he hasn't seen the front in a little while. Usually he's got some kind of an issue that happens around him and he gets collected, or he does the collecting, whether he means to or not. Most of the time, not so much. But, man, the 3 of Outlaw really out front, putting that 3 in the wind. He's got all that clean air on the nose. Good to see him out. It's definitely been a little bit, like I was just saying, with the 95 of Jose and the 48 of Rowdy right behind him. He's really trying his best to seal off that white line all the way down to the apron. Here comes the 36 of Boehner to try to challenge for second.
Indeed, naturally, rather some more smoke to the high side, challenging as the 9 trying to work his way around. You knew he wasn't going to really be patient. He knows he has the speed, but the question is, what car do you prefer to work with? Obviously, that's getting around the 95. Now he looks to the inside of the 3 throwing a block, but I think this is going to be no challenge. Smoke looks to the inside in 3 and starts to get the nose coming off of turn number 4.
Yeah, he's got the nose coming off the 4, plus he's got a great friend in the 48 of Rowdy right there behind him. Then you got the 95 of Jose, followed by the 47. So they're all going to be able to tag on up. Here comes a big run from the 22 of J-Pa on the high side. Run came a little late and kind of looks like he might have missed his mark. Washed all the way up track. He's got the 24 of Coe underneath him, and that's going to stack up the field a little bit. But the 22 again, he's coming on back all the way down this backstretch. Big pull that time off to 3. 22 looks like he's very solid on that high line, like he might have a very, very free car and able to carry the momentum all the way off, challenging the 95, and I think he's going to have the position coming off 1 and 2.
Indeed, he has the position for the moment, but now as they work their way to turn number 1, they're starting to slice and dice for second. Rowdy on the high side, the 3 on the bottom. Amore now, he plays the role that Rose played a little while ago. Try to manage the draft, make sure no one gets that strong enough of a run, and protect the bottom. But the question is, how do you protect the bottom against a guy like J-Pa, who has made so much ground up on the high side? A little bit of contact there coming off at turn number 4. looks like nearly a stack up as one car, I believe it was the 3, that got a little bit loose.
Yeah, 3 car definitely held up the progression of that 22. 22 is going to have to gather it all back up after just a little bit of contact and work his way back up. He had the 95 cleared, but then just wasn't able to go anywhere. The 3 car about to check up just a little bit more. And like I was saying, the 22 seemed like he's very, very comfortable with what he's got and able to go keep it wound up on that high side. You mentioned earlier when you first got here that second lane was probably going to come in, and it looks like you were 100% right at the line this time from Boehner's stream. It looks like as my buddy Rick James would say, hockey sticks are in the air, double hockey sticks. 11 laps remaining. More Smoke has the lead, 48 of Rose right there. Jose 95 in P3. These 3 are starting to gain a little bit of a gap.
Indeed, and there's going to be one more pit stop in the picture. The matter of it happening is, of course, when. But how about NNR Tripp? He finds his way right now in that 4th position, and it looks like with Kobe being right behind him, there's about a 5-car breakaway. And it looks like the 16 wasting no time to go to the high side with the 48. I guess that kind of answers the question I was about to ask. Do you try to stay single file here and gap cars from behind? But that doesn't look like to be the case. These guys want to race, and they want to get their track position coming down to these final green flag pit stops.
Yeah, Tripp to the outside of the 95 of Jose. Behind them, you see the 24 Exalta Camaro, the sole Hendrick Motorsports entry up front. No, I take that back. Got the 48 up there as well. And the 9. So what am I saying? There's no sole Hendrick anything. You've got 3 of those cars. Now, there's no teams this year in NNR. It's every man for himself. That doesn't mean they can't kind of team up and work together on the down low. But, man, what a performance so far by the 9, the 48, 95, 2 car, 24, 48. Not to mention the 2 car, the 36, and a lot of these guys that have been up front. And it looks like we've got a caution with under 10 laps remaining, now at 9 to go. Not 100% sure what happened, but caution is out. So I imagine we're probably going to take that green with, what do you think, 5 to go?
I would have to say so, if not 6. But the way I'm looking at it right now, it looks like one car, the 43, was coming out of the pits. Looks like only the 14 has damage from what I can see. And Alpha York has a little bit of damage as well in the 34. But this really stacks things up because we could see a mix of strategies here to try to get that track position. Now, honestly, I would take 4 fresh tires. You went an entire run here, it would be kind of crazy to not do so, but you never know. Some guys may try the 2.
Yeah, it's absolutely very possible to try the 2. But we saw that last night in the truck race. T-Glass took 2, and FNL Bowling was able to run him down after just a handful of laps, 6 maybe 7 laps. He ran down 7 seconds, 7-second difference. We'll have to see if they're able to do anything like that tonight. Things up front getting very, very interesting. And with just a handful of laps, literally count them on one hand, you know these guys are going to be pushing for everything they've got. There's the Deuce behind the 95. He actually thought about bringing it to the inside of that 95 to take him 3 wide. Coming off 3 and 4, it's the 9 still in the lead.
And I'll tell you what, Rowdy's getting real aggressive along with Tripp to try to catch that 9. But the question is now, when is the time to go if you're the 48? I would have to imagine he will make a move in the final 2 laps. You also don't want to be patient if you feel like you have the faster car. And early on in the runs, it seems like the 9 hasn't necessarily been the fastest car, but he's been one of those stronger lead cars in the late run. As the 48 looks to the inside, you lift and let the 9 down. Stout Whiskey making a move. Ooh, looks like maybe a little bit of server lag. Stout Whiskey, though, and Jose trying to do some work on the outside. I believe it's 4 laps to go now when they cross the line.
You called it just about. Yeah, you're right on the money. I tell you, word. Something just came to mind. This time, oh, another caution down. Something happened deep in the pack. So this is more than likely going to bring us to a green-white checker. And at this point, nobody's even thinking about pitting. Everybody's just going to stay on out and keep their position. Looks like a more Rowdy, Trip, Jose 95, Coe, Stout Whiskey, Drake, Parzival, God Power, and Boehner were your top 10 at the time of caution. Looks like Boehner might have sustained a little bit of damage, not 100% sure. Looks like he's either going to pit or maybe faking it. We'll have to see. But right now, 9 has the field where he wants them, and we've been here before. Last year, Amore Smoke had the field in check. Dohar, the 21 of JCX 12, the 3 car of the 3 of JCX 12, the 21, and several others were hunting him down, and he couldn't keep that car pinned on the white line coming off 3-4. Dohar was able to get under him, and there was a fantastic 4-wide finish for the race. Dohar ended up getting it by like 0.66 or something like that, or 0.066 or something like that. So we'll have to see if Amore Smoke learned from that, and he's able to keep these guys behind him. Right now, he's got the 48 of Rowdy. Rowdy would do anything for a win. We'll have to see if he's willing to keep his friend and push him, or if he's going to try the win for himself. But either way, the 16 of Trip, he wants that win as well to prove that he's in the series for a reason.
Indeed, and Rowdy right now behind. Let's see if he tries to look to the high side. They are pushing and shoving. And if I'm not mistaken, final lap and the yellows come out maybe. Maybe not. There's a little bit of lag. They work their way through 1 and 2. One car, it's J. Paul that goes wide as they bounce off the wall. Well, Pete, they're coming to turn 3 for the final time. Will the 48 move the 9? Let's see. He goes into 3, goes for the send, but nothing quite there. Amore Smoke off of 4. Will we see a drag race?
I don't think he's got quite the motor to get it done. So it's going to be the 9 car of Amore Smoke to go ahead and bring it on in. He's going to punch his first victory of the 2021 NNR Cup season very, very early. And I tell you what, I watched the American Ethanol race last night on TN Vol's channel, and Amore, Stout Whiskey, the 48 of Rowdy, and others were up there all race long. So congratulations, Amore Smoke. Way to get it done. And man, what a fantastic race to cap it off. Couple late race issues, but overall, man, they did one hell of a job.
Indeed, when you escape Michigan with only 2 or 3 yellows, that is absolutely remarkable. The fact that these guys were able to go 2-3 wide at points without many incidences, I mean, that is a perfect sign of awesome racing. And, at the end of the day, Amore got it done. He was the one that was able to rebound after that massive incident that wrecked a bunch of the front runners at the start of stage number 3. And, big kudos to him because that was not an easy job. And he found a way to get it done and proved exactly why he is one of the top premier talents in all of NASCAR heat.
Absolutely. Anywhere you go, any preset league, even any setup league, Amore Smoke has a reputation for clean, fast driving. He proved it here yet again. I've known Amore Smoke for many, many years. I know exactly what he's capable of. He's missed the championship a couple of years straight. Man, if he's on fire like he was tonight for the rest of the season, I think he just put the rest of the field on notice.
Indeed, he definitely has that speed, and it's a matter of when it comes down to the playoffs. When you mentioned it, you got to be consistent. I think him these last 2 years, remember transitioning to wheel as well.
Yep,
a big learning point. You have to relearn everything. And for him, the speed never went away. It was just a matter of, okay, how do I find a way to be consistent? And tonight, Amore proved that yet again, that he was able to be the guy out in front, show his speed and show his consistency, and show that especially, come later in this year, and I know this is only the first race, but being able to make a statement early on to say, hey, I'm here and I have this, only makes me more intrigued to see what happens later on in the season and how much faster he's going to get as the year goes on.
Yeah, and it's only going to get better, as the season comes on or goes on rather. I'm actually going to pull up the NNR season right now to kind of give a heads up as to where we're going to be heading next. But man, guys, if you want to find out a little bit more on your own, and while I'm pulling this up, where I've got your Twitter handle on the bottom right hand side at I've been Tim Moore. If you want to tell everybody else where they can catch you throughout the week when you're not right here hanging out with me for NNR, please by all means feel free, sir.
Well, of course, as Pete mentioned, you can find me at I've been Tim Moore on Twitter and also Instagram. And for me personally, throughout the week, I also call hockey for the New York Apple Corps Junior League hockey team. If you want a hockey.tv subscription, it's about $80 a month for those big hockey lovers. That's where I am about 3 to 4 days a week, announcing some junior league hockey games. And of course, you can find me as well in the Filter Time East Park Cup Series, as well as RSR on Saturday night. So I'm a mix of all around, but in terms of social media, that's where you can find me. And of course, on twitch.tv at Word Burton altogether.
There you go, ladies and gents. For anybody out there that wants to give Word a follow, I would definitely recommend it. As we talked about earlier, both Stout Whiskey sent out a tweet earlier that I was going to have one hell of a wheelman in the booth with me tonight, and he couldn't have been more right. So. All right, let's go ahead and bring our top three here into the booth. We'll start off with P3. I believe that's going to be NNR Trip. I'll go ahead and pick him up, and you can go ahead and take old Rowdy. Trip, you got your ears on, although you kind of look funny if you didn't, huh?
Yep.
Trip, we watched that Fraternal Order of Eagles car slowly but methodically work your way into the top 5, or into the top 10, the top 5. Then you hung around the leaders all through the late race cautions as much as you could. It seemed like you had a pretty good piece. In that last lap and a half, it seemed like you had one or two opportunities to try to get under the 48 or Rowdy. Was it just, hey, I don't need to be too aggressive and make maybe the wrong name for yourself early, or was the opportunity fully not there and you decided to err on the side of caution and just be happy with the top 3?
I mean, I was trying to go for the win, but I didn't want to mess anybody up and screw them over. So I kept it as clean as I could. I didn't try to run nobody over. So that's the plus side. I thought I could get it, but I didn't.
Well, you did it, man. You did a phenomenal job. You were very strong all night long. Didn't see any real big issues, and those faux colors absolutely pop on the track. Congratulations on your first top 3 here in NNR. Welcome to the Cup Series, sir.
Thanks.
You got it. Any quick shout outs before we let you go and move on to Rowdy?
I mean, the same group that I usually shout out. Everybody that I'm always running with. Asbel, King Mathers, everybody, Boehner, all of them, Alpha.
Well, you got a fan out there, Vols fan 88. He's hell yeah, Trip. So you got a guy or more out here pulling for you there as well.
Yep, that's my buddy.
There you go. Well, you know your buddy had your back. All right. Where do you want to take the one and only Rowdy?
Of course, as I'm here with our second place finisher here tonight. Rowdy, I'll tell you what, it was an up and down day for you. And I first want to ask you this. How big for you personally was that first yellow? Because it was one of those days where it seemed like the field almost inverted and really played into your favor.
You're talking about that big one?
Yeah, that really big, the first yellow.
Oh yeah, man. I just kind of got lucky. I was just being freight trained on the inside, and just got lucky and parted the seas, and everybody just went different directions, and then I ended up first.
So when we look at it, obviously here, Michigan being a very strong draft track, How tough was it today managing the draft and trying to find what lane you wanted to be in the right times? Because it seems like at times the middle lane, obviously in the long run, was the way to go. But the bottom lane also had most cars and a bunch of oomph.
Yeah, on the front stretch, it's no doubt to go on the apron, and then coming out of onto the back stretch, you pretty much want to be on the up by the wall so you can get that run off, and then you can just pretty much clear those bottom guys and then get back down for the front stretch, and that's pretty much was pretty hard to get down there all night. I was pretty much on the outside everywhere tonight.
One last question. Obviously, you're going to turn 3 of the final lap. Any thoughts? Obviously, we know you didn't do it, but any thoughts of trying to move them more out of the way there to take the victory?
No, I told him more when that caution came out to set up the green white checkered. I was going to work with him until the last lap, and we just played the both lanes right so those guys can stay behind us, double file. And I was just telling them where to go, and I just didn't have enough speed in the car to get them at the end.
If you felt the line was about 100 yards farther back, you felt like you definitely had a chance at him?
No. He was too fast tonight.
Well, any shout outs before we let you go?
Everybody that's in the league, I'm all for winning. He did good working with me tonight in the last 6 laps. And Aviator, I know he's not feeling good, but I got his car in second place.
I can tell you he was watching very closely tonight at 48. And Rowdy, congrats on your second place result. It looks like we will have Pete with our winner of a more smoke.
Sorry, you caught me on a swallowing down the wrong pipe. Sorry about that, guys. I mean to cough in your ear. But all right, let's try this again. Amor, it's Pete. You got me, buddy.
Yeah, I got a copy.
Amor, man, you started up front. That big old wreck kind of put you in the 42 and the 36 and others way behind the 8 ball. You really had to dig in those last 24, 25 laps in order to work your way back on up. How much did you really have to fight to work your way through the field, or was it just the hot rod that we saw all race long? Was it just that great?
Well, the car was good. I won't deny that. But yeah, the patience was out after the big wreck. I didn't even see it coming. I think somebody went through the middle, somebody tried to block, and next thing you know, I was in the infield. So went back to 26th. Just got really aggressive with everybody. I know, like, you're not supposed to do that, but I kind of got a little frustrated. Got poked to the back. I didn't hit anybody, but I made it 3 wide a couple times. Once I got to the lead pack, I started kind of backing it down, being real patient and methodical, tried to work through the lead pack, and I finally got to the lead, and we all needed a pit. Maybe some people could have saved at the end, but we got a lucky caution there with like 9 to go. Yeah, Rowdy he told me, he's like, I'll work with you. Until the last lap, he did. Shout out to him. He held his word. He kind of told me which lanes to choose and whatnot, and it kind of worked out.
Well, you guys were teammates for the better part of last year, and hanging out with you guys off the track as well. I know you guys are buddies, playing golf, racing, COD, war game, all different things. So, man, you guys got a great rapport off the track, great rapport on the track. I know Aviator is out there saying Amor is a savage, but at the same time, I know we wanted to try to see that 48 attempt for the pass. But, man, you did have a very strong piece. Looked like Stout Whiskey had a very strong piece. Boehner had a strong car. It looked like the 88 was really strong as well. So, man, he's actually, Aviator's out there checking in right now. He said I would have gotten that 48 in that P1 position, just one position higher.
Oh, yeah.
So he's almost saying you're lucky that he wasn't out on track more. I might take that a little bit of a challenge.
Hey, I wish he was out here too.
I know.
He's a great competitor, and I love racing with him as well.
But Guys, that's going to kind of wrap it up for me. I know I've been putting the link for More Than a Cape's diecast giveaway at throughout the chat. See the scroll on the top. Please go to morethan-a-cape.org. See what TJ's story is all about. The same car that Chase Elliott put in victory lane at the All-Star race in Bristol is what's up for raffle, I guess you could say. You go on over to the PayPal link. $5 gets you 1 entry. $10 gets you 3 entries. Yes, the die cast does actually glow from underneath, just like the real car. First ever one that's ever been made. First time that NASCAR has ever authorized something like that, and what an all-star race it was. Chase Elliott nose first into the inside wall, really burning him down. So, guys, go on over, hit that up. As for me, please go on over, smash that follow, hit the subscribe if you can. I mentioned last night that I've got, about 5 NASCAR.com $10 gift cards that I'm going to be giving away to subscribers of the channel, not followers, subscribers. So if you've got Twitch and you've got Amazon Prime, merge the two together, you get 1 free subscription a month to any channel you choose. That puts you in the entry to win either one of those NASCAR.com gift cards, one of 3 Amazon.com gift cards, or a Dale Jr. diecast. All that will be coming a little bit later on. But thank y'all very much for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, keeping us all company. Word Burton, thank you very much for coming on out. Sorry you got stuck in all that traffic, but buddy, I mentioned earlier that seat is yours all season long if you want it. We might occasionally have the one and only HD Motorsports stop on into the booth, but buddy, thanks for taking me up on the invite and opening up this brand new season with NNR.
I one heck of a time. Awesome racing and an awesome race overall to open up the year. And I can't wait to see what the rest of the season turns out to be, because next week as well should be much exciting, as well as the rest of the season. I mean, this is, again, a privilege, and I thank you so much, for allowing me to be a part of this, because this is an awesome league, and there's a lot of special things going on right now, and you could see it on the product of the track.
Absolutely. You kind of hit on one thing real quick before I let y'all go. Tuesday night is going to be a truck night, back at it, and we will be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in week number 2, followed by Auto Club Atlanta and Homestead. You want to talk about a top 5 track, or the first top 5 tracks, all being phenomenal for a lot of great side-by-side, a lot of great racing all the way around. It's going to be a great start to the season. Hope y'all will all come on back. Again, Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. I'll have the one and only Lucky Dog here in the booth with me. Wednesday night will be the one and only I'm Rick James. And then again, Word Burton will be back Thursday night as we bring the Cup Series around Sin City. Until then, I'll see y'all somewhere around the track. Remember, stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask. And, yeah, we'll see you Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m., all times Eastern. Later, guys.